Tater, everything I say.
Yeah, I'll go up gang signs.
Hi guys, we're back. We're going in a draft. Golden's power is back. Let's do this. Into the draft.
I was doing Naruto
Berlin,
moves.
can they hear us in the transition screens?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think we are. BOL. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm gonna get flamed.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're running through this draft real quick, and then we'll get right into the game. Ivern gonna be banned from TMG. Glacial, we're waiting on their first ban. I read the first one way too quickly. Nico gonna be taken away again.
It's going to be the same. I don't think they're going to change anything up right here. Unless they're going to change out the Lucian and Varus would be the only two I would think they would go for. But it still will be the Kindred being taken away, which is a champion I have a tattoo of.
Oh yeah, you do have a Kindred tattoo. I just have the ring.
Yeah, that's not a tattoo. That's not
no,
cool.
But I can flex it on stream. You would need to like do stuff to flex your tattoo on stream. Oh, it's on your arm. That's unfortunate.
Right there.
It is like objectively one of the best champion aesthetics in the game, right?
Oh, I got some new tattoos you haven't seen.
Oh, really? I'm really hoping you just take off your shirt.
Look, it's a Dobby with a sock.
Why does he have a sock?
Because Dobby is free. Dobby is free. I also have my neck tattoo now.
Oh, it's a better neck tattoo than Cody Rhodes, so.
Kaizen.
I still haven't watched it, JK.
Oh no, it's just Kaizen, not the jiu-jitsu part. It'd be a way to get jiu-jitsu tattooed on my neck when I don't do jiu-jitsu. Then we have Renekton Sejuani. Oh, we're going back to season 4.
You loved season 4. I actually remember you saying it was your favorite season.
No, season 6. Season 6 was the jungle met like where you could build like Madrid's Blood Razor, Lulu, Machine Gun Jungle. Oh, that stuff right there. That was it. That was a true ingenuity across all champions. And we didn't have Cassante. Better times. Misfortune, Zaya Rakana actually be okay here, but if they don't take the Leona here, the setup for Misfortune is disgusting. With no Braum available to block it, their only choice is a Yasuo.
Are we gonna? I feel like we're seeing Glacial Knights with a very beautiful comp if that Leona gets locked in. Like, no matter what, it's gonna be looking sexy. Jonatonin,
that is the greatest comment I have ever seen in terms of someone that's straight.
As the poll, I'm not part of the flag, but I'm straight and I'll support you.
That is incredible. Can we get that quote written down for TAD somewhere, Golden? I want to put that. I want to highlight that one from Jonatonin in the future. We're going to remember that one. But yeah, the Gnar are going to come in. Well, that's your coach. Why is she so bad? Why is she so bad, bro?
Look, the first step is to admit where you're going wrong so that your coach can fix it. What?
Omeo is now getting flamed, so I think he's very close to getting muted by our production for the future. But as we do get back into drafts, this is meant to be our job, and we're not meant to be flaming our production right now. We do have a Nautilus coming through, and they haven't banned the Leona, which is a little bit surprising to me, but the Gnar coming through in the top side into Renekton is very spicy. I do kind of hope to see something maybe a little bit stronger come through in the turn. TF. Oh my god, they're going to go Shyvana. They're going to go Shyvana.
Please go Shyvana.
Seen this before on Metashift 1. Metashift loves playing AP Shyvana with TF.
Do it. Yeah! 2 of my mains! This is brilliant! This is the Vanquisher League I'm talking about, baby! We get a Xin Zhao and a Shyvana? My life is made. This shit...
I've seen this before from them. I saw some of their solo queues, I saw some of their OP.GGs, and I've seen them play this before, and I was just like, it's the perfect Shyvana game. This is Metashift's time, and there's a reason Metashift is called Metashift. Likes to shift the meta, which is also, it's a term in my country. Shifting is what you would call making out. Yeah, we call making out shifting. Like, oh, you're shifting him.
Any better word for that?
Well, I didn't make up the fucking
I hear
like.
Shifting, I think of grinding, not like...
No, because grinding is grinding, like.
Well, yeah, making out is making out. Here we go. With that, we're going to go into game. Yeah, let's do it. The beautiful The beautiful Shyvana locked in as my Dragon Dami Mommy is on the Rift. It's gonna
never
be
change.
a fantastic game. Oh god, I hope people are glad I'm back. I'm sure
I
casting was a
feel like
lot
we
more
might have
hinged
moved
without
on
me.
from Romeo's humor in the last couple of years of Titan, but regardless, it has been a joy to have you back. And how many fines have you gotten now? Because you've cursed twice,
I
you've
think
called,
3
said
this
someone has no
series.
bitches, and Dommy Mommy. I think that's at least 4 fines in one game. Like, you're not getting paid anymore.
Wait, we get paid?
Will you get paid for this? As a member of the LGBT community, Golden, I am allowed to say cunty, I'm allowed to say snatched, and I'm allowed to slay. Don't you ever dare take this away from me, but we have to get back into the game. You can flame me after.
None of this
Also,
breaks
I have
TOS,
tenure.
and that's what I was told. I was told
have
if we
tenure.
don't break Twitch TOS, we are okay. And that is why we can say things like... Anyways,
No.
we... big farms coming out. Here's the thing with Shyvana. They're going to outfarm the hell out of Sejuani.
You think?
Yes. Do you not
Really?
think? You should try it.
There's something about Sejuani and her first couple of clears that are just very, very fast. A lot of max health damage. You do see Pixelwolf's going to get engaged on here. Outflayed should be able to get some damage down, but no pullback for Feathers mean there will be no secondary root and secondary damage. So I also have Belgian Waffle in my mouth. It is wonderful.
A Belgian what is a Belgian waffle?
It's like a sweetbread waffle with chocolate covering.
That low-key sounds good.
Yeah,
Almost
in
as
Europe,
good
we
as
have
Shyvana.
different cultures here, so like we have a lot of different things.
Oh, big fight in the bot lane. Outflayed, doing a ton of damage to Bulla or Gretty. However, both Outflayed and Fortress nearing their demise right now. Is it the best decision for Xayah, Rel to be trying to go after Misfortune, Nautilus, and lane?
Oh yeah, 100%. Rel has a lot more of the armor shred ability and to take away those shields while Outplayed
Hexflash! There's the hook!
damage.
And there's going to be the first blood from Pixel Wolf! The second kill going to come through as well, as it's a double kill for Pixel Wolf!
They do have more damage if you don't get hit by hooks. You just have to bait them out. But that is a massive, massive turnaround here for GEK immediately. Glacial will be feeling that one. And they've taken full control here. They're going to get most of this wave in. I think they might get back in time for Cannon, as that first minion will buy enough of a buffer time. So it won't be as heavy on the experience and farm. But more importantly, both kills did go over to this Presty attack. Misfortune going straight into that Vamp Scepter, picking up some boots, going towards Bloodthirster. And it's just going to mean it's going to be so much harder for Xayah to poke out that Misfortune in the bot side. But up in the top side, we are going to go to one of my favorite matchups of a small Yordle that can change it into the Hulk versus a Crocodile.
Now, you got a question. If a Yordle hulks out, is that like Yordling out, or is that just Yordle getting bigger?
I think it's yodeling.
Can we get a champion whose kit is just them yodel, like a Sindel, but for League?
Hard.
No. I
You
want
do
to
boots
see
around the map.
the supersonic waves coming out of their mouth, while like their ult is just yodel yee-hoo. I think
this will be
brilliant.
Romeo's last cast here with Titan, so we will thank him for all the work he has put in over the years. It has been great knowing you, Romeo, but that is the end of your career. Welcome to BOL.
Oh, shucks. Anyway, speaking of the end of the career, Fortress Door and Outflayed getting completely pieced up here right now. As Fortress going to be stunned for years, Outflayed's only chances to run is Pixel Wolf going to claim the feat of Warfare with 3 kills to Misfortune.
Also, I'm going to make a lot of BOL jokes over the years. I do really enjoy Blue Water League. It is absolutely brilliant, but I just feel like it's the equivalent of LEC to LTA. I feel like Titan is the premier League of Legends source for the amateur scene here in North America. So got to rep my own. But looking back towards this mid lane, we do have for the second game in a row, we're seeing the Unsealed Spellbook. We're seeing it now from the Twisted Fate. But previously you saw from the Ornn. I thought that rune died, but you know what one I really miss? Remember Kleptomancy?
No, I wasn't playing when Kleptomancy was a thing.
It was like 3 years ago. It was
That was
around when you were a thing.
Ago.
Was it? Oh,
I started playing Season 10, and it wasn't... I don't think it was in Season 10. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no. Klepto, you're old, Satyr. You gotta remember, you are an ancient being. Just like Renekton is, who's gonna be popping the ult and getting destroyed right now by Juice Ginger. He is able to find Xiao Kona, and he's gonna turn the fight around. Juice Ginger in a little bit over his head as finally TMG making some plays to get back into this game off the back of that top lane. Is this gonna be a 1v6 top lane this game from TMG?
Oh my god, it was in Season 7. It was removed in Season 9.
I played a single match in Season 7 as Xin Zhao bot lane and lost and then never played the game again.
Oh, wait till you see Revnon. Wait till you see Revnon, my friend. But going back into this one, we do have the Feats of Warfare now completed for Glacial, as that Misfortune is now 3-0, and that bot lane is looking dominated in terms of kills, but in terms of CS, they are keeping up, so Outplayed not as behind as most would expect. Is pushing this one in right now, still up 10, and should be able to get a little bit more for themselves here. Outplayed not playing as well as we had hoped. It is another sub. Obviously, Outplayed is not the main EDC. It is a Lelofant, I believe it is. But playing with subs is always tough. The synergy might not always be there. They won't have as much time with the teams. But Metashift is currently on a good streak of farming, getting a lot done in terms of that, but Sejuani does have that assist, and looks like they will be heading back and getting themselves set up for a possible Grubs with Nar deep warding on that side of the map.
Shyvana, however, at that dragon, they got Prior in the bot lane. They're just going to claim it mid-here, and they're going to probably go for that dragon. Is the ultimate going to come through from Shyvana? We don't see a Dragon's Descent. Ping is going up for that Mountain Drake. It is just going to be Shyvana on the map if they go for it. It looks like they're going to try to take that dragon by themselves. No teammates on the map to help them right now.
Yeah, I'm very surprised to see TF going back for a secondary back there and then swapping over to the TP after already having used the ult. It feels like there might be a little bit of pressure in that mid lane, so I'll maybe keep an eye on that health bar as I'm watching more across the map.
Oh, Nautilus just spotted Shyvana. They're going to find the dragon and Dragon's Descent out. It is a free objective for them. Renekton trying to guard these grubs, but he's all alone up there. That's free grubs over to Glacial.
Yeah, for the moment, with that mid lane pressure as well applied from the Syndra and them being so strong, they should be able to help cover that one off. And Shyvana having used that Dragon's Descent, they are going to be stuck in their own jungle, transformed, but they are going to be stuck there for the moment, as Fortress Door is going to be able to set themselves up nicely to clear this one out, make sure there's no wards, but there is no ganks available this early on for a Shyvana, so it is a little bit worrying.
Shyvana no ult in that, and that's just a bit of a rough situation. You're going to lose those grubs for Dragon pretty much. However, we are already starting to see the CS gap from the Shyvana, currently up 13 CS over the Sejuani.
Over Sejuani, they're in a good position, but it's that Heartsteel that comes through will help that Sejuani scale back into this one, get those free stacks, get a little bit of tank stats on top of that. But in the overall, there's nothing going to happen now. There's nothing on the map. Both junglers just want to farm this one out, and it's going to be
Fortress
nice
Door
and quiet.
going to try to make something happen. Bulla Regretti standing in that bush saying, no thank you, no going for my misfortune. That's all mine. But yeah, it's already a much slower game than Game 1.
Yeah, it's a much slower game, but I think that's going to work more in the favor of Glacial because they have a better timing on when to bump this up. Obviously, Shyvana will be able to farm and get strong, get that Shojin complete, and be ready for that first fight. But the CC available just on the side of Glacial, combined with a Misfortune, combined with a Syndra, they can pick a target and kill it, or they can just layer the bullet time across multiple with Sejuani and all assaults. Something should die.
Oh, Sejuani going to come here. The flash through from Bulla Regretti. Going to find the stun and Outplayed. Outplayed forced to try to ult away. There's going to be the big stun up from Rel, but they're not going to be able to find an escape as Bulla Regretti going to be the one who regretfully claims the kill. Bullet time going to go through, but Outplayed just enough health to get away on that one. And here comes Stone Cold Incel, who's going to be able to pick up a kill on Misfortune. Sejuani and Nautilus going to see if they have enough damage here to take out the Xayah. It's not looking very promising as Xayah going to be far under the turret. Now Stone Cold Incel trying to turn this fight around, get a couple more kills. The card going to come through. It stuns Sejuani, and that's going to be a second kill from Twisted Fate as the ultimate into the flank is going to be what gives Stone Cold Incel a massive advantage for his team here.
Yeah, that is an absolutely massive pickup for them on their side of things. But in the mid lane, we did see Metashift try to go all in onto this Syndra, who has now burned that flash. So Twisted Fate is going to have a lot more pressure in that lane as well. So overall wins across the map there for TMG, but all of it going into the hands of Stone Cold Incel here on that Twisted Fate. So what are we going to see from Stone Cold in the rest of this game? TF has been in a bit of a roundabout way, been meta, been not meta, been sitting around, been a little bit messy in terms of where the champion wants to be with so many different builds coming out. Shirelli is here and all ins there as Fortress Door is missing everything, and the pullback does continue. They do manage to get one
ton of damage right now. Pixel Wolf nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The backup reinforcement just got there in time as Pixel Wolf able to find a kill on Fortress Door. Outplayed, forced to retreat. The kill went over to Juice Ginger, but Pixel Wolf able to get out with their life.
Yeah, that's going to sting. That looked like a surefire play coming through from there, but Fortress Door just misses.
Oh! Pixel Wolf maybe overstaying their welcome here. Outplayed trying to find that angle.
Hook does go wide, and Pixel Wolf wants to pick up this last wave. I think they must be close to a BF sword. Trying to overstay for just a little bit of farm.
So scary. There's the hook that's going to go through, though. Here comes Fortress Door. Outplayed, no health. However, Fortress Door going to be able to find the kill on Misfortune, and I think it was a shutdown? Oh, no, I guess not. It was just 320 gold. Outplayed now, though. Trying to find Bolo Regretti. Going to be able to scare them away for the most part, as Outplayed is now trying to clean up the wave state with 1 HP.
Yeah, should be able to hold on to that wave for now. We'll see if Pixel Wolf has completed that Bloodthirster. So they are in a much better position overall. And Heartsteel completed. First item starting to come out. Ludens versus Roa. Heartsteel versus Shojin. Top lane doesn't really matter because they're both on an island and we're not going to see too much from them. Even though there is currently a gank top and 1 kill has went over to Cone, it's still a dead lane. We don't care about these. I'm sorry, top laners, if you're out there. I'm sure you aren't, but doesn't matter.
And Satyr dogging on top lane once again, explaining how much he hates people who live in Hawaii.
Huh?
Hawaii's an island, top lane's an island. Anyways,
on an island.
Dragon going over to Glacial Knights here as I make sure Satyr doesn't think too hard about anything I said.
I don't think too hard about anything you say because none of it makes sense.
None
of it makes sense.
Some of it does when I'm like yelling ability names. That's about it though.
Yeah, that's about the extent of your ability. Oh,
an ability going completely wide from Ginger, but it still might be enough to get rid of Stone Cold Incels. The splinters are gonna fly as Happier Cat picks up a kill.
Happier Cat manages to get 1 on the board and more importantly take down that Twisted Fate as they are a menace to society at the moment, but they do have that ult to get back to lane. I believe they might also have a charge of that unsealed spellbook to bring them back so they could swap around, try to get a little bit of aggressive with it, but that Smithy coming in from Juice Ginger, we don't want to see any more of those coming through. We don't want to see big misses like that. That's a very, very important ability that you cannot be missing while Metashift is returning.
The again, the dragon is going to form as Chow just walks away. Bye-bye. Chow, there's going to be a little bit of an explosion, but it's not going to do a whole lot. Chow taking a lot of damage. Maybe they're trying to prioritize a top lane first turret with all these ganks coming through.
I don't see Akana.
Huh?
The Nar's name is CIACONNA.
Oh, there's no O before that Kona.
Yeah, it's not Chow.
I thought it was CIAO Kona. So
we'll have to get some like linguistics experts in for some of the names in this one, but I don't think we're going to get Juice Ginger wrong. But Stone Cold Incel has decided to return to the top side.
Oh god! And there goes CIA Kona. Gonna have to go and switch careers to the FBI.
hated that one.
I'll workshop some of these.
Yeah, that one didn't quite hit. Ooh, good hex flash coming through from
just like the hook.
Store. Yeah, whatever. But regardless, great work.
Oh, but that hook gonna land. There's gonna be the Magnetic Storm and the Feather Storm going through. There's bullet time. Can the pullback be found? There's gonna be another knock-up on Outflayed. And that's going to be the kill over to the Nautilus. However, Fortress Door going to be able to find the double kill. Juice Ginger there just a little bit too late. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Metashift claiming the Rift Herald.
Yeah, Metashift picking themselves up another objective. I believe that's going to set them one away from completing their feat of warfare. But the tower already gone in that mid lane. So feats of the boots all set up, all ready to go here. Glacial are in a much better position overall than what we'd kind of expected going into this game, because there's so many bullies available for TMG that I expected a lot more pressure from the spot side, but Glacial came out on top. In the top side, I really did expect Cone to have kind of a blow-up game after I gave him some grief for being 1v9 or consistently okay. I was kind of hoping that would be enough of a kicker to get the 1v9 going. But on the other side of things, the mid lane, Stone Cold has been everywhere. Stone Cold has been making a big impact on the map, but they're the ones taking the kills. They're the ones taking the gold. And they need to be the one kind of maybe handing off some of those kills, because you're still scaling with that Roa. It's not kill-based. It's time-based.
Only 5 minutes to go till Twisted Fate fully comes online, though. And with all the kills, maybe he can make an impact in those 5 minutes. Right now, TMG has done a great job of getting back into the game and even surpassing Glacial Knights in the gold race right now. They're up about 1,000 gold. It's not a huge lead, but it is certainly a lead as 1 minute and 20 seconds till another Cloud Drake spawns.
Yeah, more Cloud Drakes. It's going to be another Cloud Soul coming through.
Oh, Bowler, Regretti, and Juice Ginger. There is going to be a huge iceberg landed from Juice Ginger as Outflayed goes down immediately. Dragon.
Yeah, so that Dragon should be fully set up now for the side of GEK. Glacial have a great timing here for a lot of things. Will they be able to get a playoff onto Stone Cold Incel, who has decided to just walk this one out, not even try and tempt them under the tower, even though Fortress Door is in the area. They are going to play this one fully safe, which I do enjoy. But Cone being left in that top side alone, that should be a free tower up there now. Unless he's already got it, so maybe go for tier 2.
It does look like Shyvana is coming to help assist him. They know they're going to lose Dragons, so might as well try to get a T2 turret. On the other side of the map, Glacial Knight's going to take that T1 turret bot. Gnar back in the top lane. Syndra taking it back to go to the top lane as well. Are Shyvana and Renekton going to be able to find that top turret with all the pressure? It looks like we might be getting a rotate back to that Dragon.
Yeah, that Dragon is definitely on the menu for both sides. They both want to get that second Drake. They want to set themselves up for that extra win condition. Cloud, so exceptionally good for a couple of these champions, especially the likes of Rel, Shyvana, Twisted Fate for the side of TMG, with Renekton also being a great purveyor of it. But on the other side, Sejuani, Syndra, Misfortune, sometimes they're good. Misfortune
coming
doesn't
through
really
for
get
Bowler.
much.
It's a huge knockup. They're going to take out Fortress Door almost immediately. Forced to flash away. 2,000 health left on the Dragon. Juice able to flash it and steal it. That's going to be a Cloud Drake over to Glacial Knight as Metashift goes down immediately from Pixel Wolf. Bowler Regretti now caught out from Outflayed. Meanwhile, on the other side, it is Renekton getting pieced up. Fortress Door barely able to get away from the dredge line. Stone Cold Incel going to try to turn it around on Happier Cat. Happier Cat going to be able to knock him back. Here comes Pixel Wolf for reinforcements. Everyone looking for the kill on Fortress Door. Are they going to be able to find it? The Arctic Assault goes through. The ult's going to go wide, but it's okay. The hook also going to come. The dredge line on top. Outflayed Feather's going to fly. Is it going to be enough? He's able to stun Juice under tower, but Juice not able to get away. It's a shutdown for Outflayed, and the dredge line misses as Outflayed able to pull one back for TMG.
Yeah, clutch moment there for the Xayah. They managed to play that one perfectly, pixel perfect, that barrier being a massive difference maker, but they do get some kills. But the Drake, more importantly, goes over to Glacial. We're going to get a quick replay of this one. Unlucky there to get pulled back out of that crash down, as we will see immediately. Look at the Gnar pressure. Ults misses, but they're in the pit, they're on it, and that's just a massive shift in tempo.
At that point, it is just Glacial Knights running the fight until they accidentally do that little bit of an overextend onto the attempted Xayah kill under turret. They're able to push Renekton back to base. Stone Cold Incel almost gets a kill on Happier Cat. Pixel Wolf going to be able to come back in forced him away. And unfortunately, it's going to be Sejuani and Nautilus who just don't really have the damage to completely carry out this play. They find Fortress Door, but instead of backing off, they really play it under the towers, and a Xayah under tower is a very dangerous threat.
Yeah, I honestly think Bowler Regretti might have maybe just walked under that tower and went for that extra auto, maybe helped out that just a little bit more, but they had so much fate maybe in the Sejuani that they were going to get that one. Maybe just a fear of them dying as well. There's a lot to dissect here and people walking away from fights.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a trend this game. We've seen Stone Cold Incel do it a lot in the first game. He's definitely fixed his mistakes in this one. We've seen Stone Cold Incel popping up everywhere around the map. This time it's Bowler Regretti who's the one walking away. Not super like Bowler Regretti. I feel like he's been starting a lot of fights. It kind of feels like he started that one and then left Juiced out to die. Just kind of hung him out to dry there for a bit. Atacon, going to be the next chance to redeem any plays like that. TMG only down about 500 gold. Glacial, though, they have a lot of gold in that Misfortune. They have a decent bit of gold in the Syndra. On the other side, it's the Twisted Fate and the Xayah, who are pretty gold heavy, as well as the Renekton. I would say the Renekton has quite a bit of gold on.
Yeah, there's still gold to be spent as well before this fight. There's still some items, but it's more importantly on that mid and ADC. 2 items completed each as the fights that have already started.
Feather's gonna fly outplayed, out of position. Flash burnt. They are gonna find Juice's Ginger ult. Meanwhile, Stone Cold Incel gonna try to go around, but the bullet time's gonna be huge as the knock comes on Fortress Door. It's now a 5v4. TMG on the run. Chao gonna go through a huge ultimate from Gnar, knocking them into the wall. Capier Cat trying to find Metashift, isn't able to find it. It's a turnaround. Bowler Regretti down the 4v4, but I just don't think TMG has the health or the resources to continue this fight. We're seeing, I want to continue it, but it's not looking like the rest of his team wants to follow him.
Biting off more than they can chew there. They had the Atacon fully available for them to take, and I think they just went too forward. They wanted too many kills. They wanted too much from that.
We're actually going to go back in. CIA trying to chase him down. Pixel Wolf forcing the flash out. There's going to be an Arctic Assault from Juice Ginger. Renekton, no health to flash forward. And Pixel Wolf going to find the double up and finish him off.
Yeah, the girls have been running this game for the side of Glacial for the moment. Pixel Wolf and Happier Cat have been playing exceptionally well in their roles so far. But here comes the TF ult. They're setting themselves up to maybe try to find something here. Here comes Stone Cold Incel. The one to watch stun card comes out. Outflayed is now.
Done. There's it gonna go. CIA is gonna go down, but are they gonna find the Atacon? They do. The Atacon for CIA. Still trying to find some extra gold from the fight, but oh my god, the damage of Syndra followed with Pixel Wolf. They're gonna find Fortress Door immediately. It's a 1-for-1 plus Atacon on the side of Glacial. Oh, Metashift maybe overstaying as well. There's going to be the Dredge line. They try to use the Unstoppable to get away, and they are going to be successful as they take the Dragon's Descent away from the fight. Bowler Regretti making sure they stay gone. Metashift getting a little bit of damage off on the burnout, but that's going to be about it for this one, it looks like. Atacon claimed from Glacial Knights as Cloud Dragon up in 30 seconds.
Yeah, both teams need to fully reset off the back of that one. Back and forth fighting and not wanting to give up anything. But in the end, Atacon does go over to Glacial. But the fighting's going to start up once again. But we finally see that unending despair now coming out for the Sejuani. We're seeing that Leandries as well coming out for Metashift. So their damage is going to be buffed into those big tanks. So Gnar, Sejuani, and Nautilus have to watch out for that. Third item completed onto that Twisted Fate as they've now got that rapid fire cannon, so your backline will need to watch out for that extended range. Drake on the menu here.
Drake's back on the menu, boys, as both these teams fighting for mid lane priority right now. We're seeing a beautiful 5v5 in mid lane. Let's A-ram it. Let's all ram them all mid. See what's up. And both teams just deleting wave after wave. Neither of them really able to find priority to walk into that river. We're seeing TMG a little bit split. They try to take priority, and it's just still a 5v5. They're going to be forced back as we're going to see Glacial Knights take control of the river and that dragon pit just barely. TMG trying to find their way in. They are getting poked out a little bit. We do see Shyvana trying to push that mid wave, get them prio again. It's going to be him versus Pixel Wolf there. In the river, we're seeing a 4v4. CIA low on HP, but ready to go Mega Gnar. That Mega Gnar is going to come out. Both waves taken again. Metashift still not Dragons Ascending, still waiting for that ultimate. The Dragon going to be started here from Glacial. They're forcing them to walk into them.
Yeah, Narabar now completely changes the
Oh,
face of
Fortress
this
Storm gonna
fight
find a
for
huge
Glacial.
Magnet Storm. Renekton diving in. It is gonna be a bullet storm. No one able to touch. Misfortune, and she's picking everyone off. It's a 4 kills right now for Glacial. Can they find the ace? It is gonna be the stun, the dredge line, and that's gonna seal the deal. Stone Cold Incel gonna go over the wall, but how far can he run? Bowl of Regretti is going to be one dredge line. It's a pixel perfect dredge line. Happier Cat, gonna get 3 kills there. The Dragon's gonna be taken. Baron's gonna be next. They're gonna be looking for that T2 mid in a second as well. It is huge for Glacial Knights.
Yeah, everything they wanted from that fight, even with the Narabar missing, it's just an all-in from Fortress Door, just turns on its head immediately, as no one could get to that Misfortune. No one could stop that bullet time from ripping through the team, and from there, once that damage comes through, what can you do? It's too easy for the side of Glacial, and this is what I was saying before about their front-to-back style. They're good at it, and when they play it exceptionally well. And if you don't have that backline access, you can't stop these carries, and you can't stop the likes of Misfortunes, Jinx, Caitlyn's, Ashes, all these kind of backline carries. You're just going to lose. And meta shift, the Siobhan is interesting, and I know that you play it well. Where's the Vi? Where is Vi?
Do we think of Vi's game changing here?
In this current meta in competitive, yeah, Vi is game changing. Has been for a while.
And do we know if Metashift plays Vi?
Every jungler should have to play. Every jungler above Diamond should have 3 junglers they have to be able to realistically play well, which is Lee Sin, which is Vi, and which is the Elise, Lee Sin, and Vi are your 3 core junglers.
I thought you said at least Lee Sin and Vi, and I just clocked on the fact that you said Elise.
Elise, yes. It's an older one from older style players, but it is one of the big ones.
Fortress Door going to be forced to hop over the wall. This is going to be a huge Baron play. We got Gnar on the top side. We got the 4 of them crashing bot. Another T2 going to be taken from Glacial. It feels like it's inevitably just going to be a huge downfall right now from TMG. The Dragon into Baron fight seems to have costed them the game. They're going to need to mount a huge comeback for any chance. Sader, what do you need to do right now for TMG?
Wait for the mistake. Wait for someone to slightly overstep and absolutely pounce on them and play for Outflayed. Outflayed is your best bet. Doesn't have that completed LDR, but does have that Navori, does have that Essence. And a Last Whisper. Give them the chance to carry, and there's a chance they do. Stone Cold Incel, you've got to find that gold card straight onto Misfortune as soon as that ult starts.
The top side still being deleted by CIA. Meanwhile, the bottom side, we're going to be a few more shots away from that T3 tower falling. The Baron buffed minions doing their work as Glacial just walking them in. The T3 turret going to fall now in the bot side as well, or top side as well. Both inhibs exposed. It is going to be the bot inhib that falls first. The top inhib going to fall next, and that's a double inhib for Glacial Knights as they start pushing into those Nexus turrets. It looks like we're going to see the team start moving mid with that mid wave crashing into that T3 turret, and I think it's not long before we see the triple hit.
Yeah, they're being
Oh, there's going to be an engage here. Stone Cold Incel down to their last bit of HP. CIA jumping into the back line. Meanwhile, in the front, Fortress Door dead again. Renekton going to be pieced up here as well. Outflayed going to go down to Happier Cat, and they're just getting wallet diffed right now in this fight. Another troop has fallen. They're able to pull one back. They kill the Nautilus, but I think that's going to be all the kills we're seeing from the side of TMG. Nope, I'm wrong. They are able to fight Happier Cat before they fall as 5, and that's going to spell the end of this series as Glacial Knights dominant over TMG.
Yeah, and it just doesn't seem like the TMG we know and love and we're always been so respectful of and absolutely love everything that they do. They just don't seem to be at their best right now, but Glacial have now pulled off their first 4 games, all wins, and they have been playing exceptionally well. I think they just came in better prepared for this game.
It felt like Glacial Knights knew what they were doing from square one. Picked their comp, stuck to their strategy, and won. The one thing that is a question in my mind when it comes to TMG is when they get their full roster on the rim, is it going to be a different TMG like we seen last split?
What do you mean you didn't see them last split? Don't you start with this.
I'm talking for us, Sader.
Yeah,
for
no,
us. Us, we, the collective.
The collective.
Yeah, of course.
I think them not having their main ADC is starting to show as an issue, which it's sad to see, but I think it is starting to show an issue. They've had two different ones now. Last year, TMG, they did have different squads going through. So you have the Death Knights and the Warriors. So TMGD was last year's winner, I believe, from what I can remember. And that roster was Night Ravens, Floops, FYS, Crushing Rock, and Homora. And this time around, it's Fortress Door is sticking with them from the Warriors team. Now, that entire roster has changed. They've completely swapped up everything they have. So it used to be Cool, Josper. Devil Milk Tea is what's ringing in my head, but that could be two players. That could be Devil and Milk Tea. But I can't remember. That was their ADC. But this same thing that always happens with all of the Titan things we've done over the years, Romeo. We always believe in the roster from how they're built. Same with Dorado from back in the day. Elysium even back in the day. I'd say Rubber Ducky, Elysian,
RDG.
Omega Gaming Goobers. Rosters that we've seen over the years that get rebuilt around one player or one person stays on, and they're the kind of players that we're like, oh, this roster's built around them. We know they can do well. And I think TMGD are starting to just... I think that they're not mixing well this time around. Fortress Door doesn't seem to have the same power behind them that he did before. And I think that's starting to become a problem.
I feel the other thing we're noticing is Stone Cold Incel, I feel like is just not necessarily meshing with the rest of the team in that first game. Like, we've seen a lot of side lane plays when he probably was teaming with the team. But then second game, it felt like he was... I don't know if you have the same feeling, but it feels like he's playing a little bit of his own game. He was ahead, but I didn't feel like in the team fights we were really seeing a lot of cohesiveness.
Yeah, and it would have been Stone Cold Incel would have been on Akuma Sabres, who had Data originally, who's now on Church of the Seder. But so like some players have moved around, and Stone Cold, the Akuma Sabres got knocked out in... They were 5th seed going into playoffs last year for the winter split. And Akuma Sabres lost to Lane 0. So he moved on from Akuma Sabres, and Data moved on to our semi-finalists with HOB, now Church of Seder. So some of these players have moved around the teams. Maybe that's affecting them as well a little bit. It's new rosters, new things coming through. But Metashift is one jungler that I remember that was just absolutely insanely good. And it just doesn't seem to be working for them right now. And I really hope we can have a chat with Cone in the future. Maybe someone from the content team that's watching this later. I'm going to say bad things about them because they never listen to me. But I would love to have a chat with Cone and see what's happening in this first 2 weeks, because this isn't the TMG we know. And I know they're capable of more. But onto Glacial.
This is the Glacial we know.
Yeah, like they're playing it so well. It's a different Glacial than what it used to be. You're thinking of the old Glacial squad. This is a new org.
The old Glacial... Oh, wait. The whole... I swear there was a Glacial... There was the Glacial Knights in Emerald. Like, team name for team name, Glacial Knights.
Maybe there was. But going on to them, because I want to make sure about that before I say anything else, because it might be a different org this time around, because I think it is. But
they're saying not us, so it is a different org. Yeah, their front to backs are incredible. Both... Also, they're drafting. I think we've seen the analytics get pulled up on screen. Both times, the pro draft rating of their comps was like above a 55% against the other team.
I'm getting flamed in the chat for talking about I'm saying that the comfort, trust, and ability for the people to play together when you're bringing in a different ADC for every single week, that's the issue. I'm not blaming the support and saying it's their fault. Outplayed played exceptionally well on the Xayah. Like, it was really, really good played, but it's the trust moments you have. Like, I know I'm playing in a for fun tournament right now, with some of the Irish crowd that I play with, and this is what we do is call a captain's draft. So they just auction off people. So I'm on a team of people I've never played with before, apart from my support. And I feel incredibly comfortable in my lane. So we're playing for my lane because our synergy works because we know each other. We know how we play and we know how to work together. So we're playing what everyone else is playing, Misfortune, Leona, and Simple. We're playing like Callista Bernada because we can work together. So I'm not blaming the support or the ADC. Don't say that. What I'm saying is the synergy might not be there between Fortress Door and Outflayed, and they might just be misstepping in the lane sometimes or going too far forward, like we did see at the start of the game with the hook from Bowler Vigretti coming through and finishing off the fight. Little things like that build up. So
there's also the whole idea of who's shot calling for your team. I know for a lot of teams in the late stages of the game, it's the ADC that's taking over the shot calling, and you're usually not getting your sub to do the shot calling. So that whole dynamic can change. On top of that, a lot of these games we see Metashift prioritizing the top lane. Does he do that if the main ADC is there? Those are the questions you ask when you have a team going to a sub. It's not Outflade's fault. No one's saying it's Outflade's mechanics. Strictly the trust that goes into having your main 5 is a huge thing. That's why they're your main 5.
Yeah, exactly. We can even see here TMG Leofant is on the graphic, but not in the game. So SP Piper, please don't take that as me pointing fingers and saying it's the ADC's fault. It is not. It is just I know that we need to always have the best 5 we can going forward, and maybe they would smash the TMG plate if he played against it. Maybe he would. God knows. But look, it's looking really good for Glacial right now. They've got their style down. I want to see them maybe in the future if we get another chance to spot them, if they're going to try a different style of comp, if we're going to go for a poke comp or a macro comp where they go splits. I'd love to see something like that from them, see if they can bring some of these other styles to life. But for right now, Glacial are on a great track.
And the question is any team going to be able to find a way to break this 5v5 to force out a new style of comp from them?
Pick Vi.
So if you're hearing this, Glacial, just ban Vi every game and you're fine.
Good casting though, nonetheless. Just bad take on the roster stuff. TMG just outclassed in drafts and gameplay through top side if they are going to not give bot any attention. But that's what we're saying. They're not giving bot the attention because it might not be their main ADC. Right. Yeah, true. Romeo, you can take us out. Bring it out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with a huge win from Glacial, we are going to call it right here. I believe we're going to be rating the Titan mainstream. We got another Vanquisher match still going on. Real quick, it is between Sin 15 and Iceborne Black. So we'll send you guys over there in 3, 2, 1 plus the raid timer.